we talk about Travis Kelce, he's been missing in action. Issue, non-issue. At 10:50, a huge conversation has to be had. The Miami Dolphins have put their star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa on injured reserve, but he's only missing 4 games for now. We'll see what that means for the long-term future. First and foremost, however, it's time for an Eagles team meeting. Are we worried? The Eagles are 2-7 in their last 9 games. Again, men lie, women lie, but these numbers do not.
Numbers don't.
They lost to the Atlanta Falcons when they were ahead, y'all. They were winning by 6 points with 1:39 seconds left. LaShawn McCoy's Eagles. The Eagles' all-time rushing leaders, Eagles. Shady McCoy's Eagles somehow, some way, found a way to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. And we are here to have a conversation about it.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? First of all, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Top of the morning.
The funny thing is, like, the Eagles, we lose like in the world, right? I just watched Dallas get smoked, right? And nobody want to talk about it, right? But the Eagles, is it panicking? Is it over for us? No. We should be 2-0 where we're not. We're 1-1. Cool, okay? We're still a favorite to win the division, right? We lost by, what, 1 point? And our best player on the field, Saquon Barkley, missed a 1-yard pass to seal the game, which if we throw him that pass 10 times, he's going to catch 9 of those,
A.J.
right?
Brown didn't play.
So, and then our best player, right, that was my best player, didn't even play, A.J. Brown.
Talk about it too
I had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he said, thank God I ain't play. Because the Falcons couldn't contain me, right? They had a hard time watching Devontae Smith. So you can imagine what they did with A.J. Brown. So I'm not panicking at all. I mean, it's the early season, right? We're trying to, new coordinators on both sides, defense and offense, trying to figure everything out. We're going to be fine, though. All I'm saying is if you need the Eagles to lose by a talented Saquon Barkley missing a 1-yard pass, the league's in trouble.
Ooh.
The league is in trouble.
That is a good point, Chase. Daniel, what you think? Is it too early to panic for the Eagles?
I mean, no, but it's getting there a little bit, just a little bit. Look, they're 1-1. You don't know who you are as a team until your 4th, 5th, 6th game into the year. I think the Eagles, we talked about it yesterday in the show, I think they have one of the most talented rosters in the NFL, including defense. I know your point to it yesterday. You didn't think so. And you're going to get to that later. A little teaser right there. But here's my issue, guys. They're 2-7 in their last 9. All right, the Eagles have blown 4 leads in the final 2 minutes of games since the start of last season. It is the most in the NFL.
Give me that again.
The Eagles have blown 4 leads in the final 2 minutes of the game since the start of last season. It's tied for most in the NFL. So there's a little bit of a strategy issue, and we talked about it from a coaching perspective, how you view these games. You got to put it on players. You call the plays. You got to play. At the end of the day, though, yesterday or 2 days ago when the Eagles played, like, you got to have the decision to kick the field goals. Like, if you kick the field goals, Shady, right, y'all are 2-0, and we're sitting here, you're waving your flag. We're happy, right? Like, everything's going, you're crazy, you're spiking the ball. And rightfully so, because it's those little bitty details in the NFL, right? Almost every game, that's what Andy Reid used to tell me, and Sean Payton, almost every game comes down to you could really just watch the last 4 minutes of the game. And that is the defining moment. So if the Eagles have 4 blown leads in the final 2 minutes, at some point you got to start talking about coaching, what we need to do, how we need to fix it, what we need to do on defense to not just sit back and play cover 2. Do we like the play call? Do we like the decision on 3rd and 4 to throw it or to run it when you had 9 straight 3rd and 3 or less is where you've run it and you've gotten the first down? So that's the decision-making issue that I have. I'm not worried about them now. But if this trend continues, they're 2-7 in the last 9 games.
I am worried.
Hold on, not worried. You're panicked. You panicked?
It's panic.
I'm both.
It's panic.
I'm both.
Okay.
I'm both. Why? Because the Eagles may have a Super Bowl team, but they don't have a Super Bowl secondary, in large part because of the Super Bowl linebackers, in large part because they are unproven. And Colvin, as we get ready to show this, they do not have a Super Bowl pass rush. I am worried. Now, Colvin, if we can show the tape, please.
He took the glasses
delaying
off.
the people. This is the $50 million pass rusher that the Eagles have acquired. This is the 3rd pass rush of the game. I'm not cherry picking. I will show you more. I am worried because this is Bryce Huff. He has not registered a statistic all game. And why hasn't he registered a statistic? In large part because he hasn't yet been able to defeat the ground. People, this is the 3rd rush of the game. I need you to get sacks. But Acho, he just slipped.
He's wearing the wrong cleats, Acho.
That is
He's
fair.
wearing the wrong cleats.
Let me talk to you about this. Vic Fangio's system and most defensive systems are predicated upon this one fact I'm about to tell you. Defensive ends must whoop tight ends. I'll say it again. Defensive ends must whoop tight ends. What is happening here? If a tight end blocks you in pass protection, you better make him regret the day he was born. You can't be like Velcro and stick to the blocker. They gonna start calling you Velcro momentarily because you're sticking to every offensive lineman that opposes you. I'm worried because if that is supposed to be the $50 million pass rusher, where the $50 million pass rush is. I haven't seen a two-hand swipe. I haven't seen an in-out-in. I haven't seen an out-in-out. I haven't seen a long arm. I haven't seen a speed to power. I haven't seen a dip rip. I haven't seen a dip spin. I haven't seen much of anything from this Eagles pass rush. As a result, I'm panicked. Because if you don't have a Super Bowl pass rush, how can you have a Super Bowl team? I'm worried.
Yeah. One sack on Kirk Cousins, who had an Achilles surgery.
Bruh.
Like one sack, and he wasn't even pressured. Now, that's the strength of their team.
Shady McCoy, do you know who leads the Eagles in pressures from the defensive line?
I can guess. They don't hate it.
I can tell you
My
one.
boy, though, Brandon Graham.
BG.
Brandon Graham.
You know what? They only have 6 pressures on
Brandon
defense this
Graham.
entire year.
Yo,
Aiden Hutchinson had 6 alone.
Brandon Graham was drafted before me. He might have been drafted. Was he drafted a year or so after Shady?
He's my young boy, man.
You know, I say, like, at 36 years old, that's the leading pressure man for the Eagles. I am panicked. I'm worried. I'm concerned. James Jones, what are you?
It's a good take, man. They do got to fix that defensive side of the ball. But I am zero panicked. Zero. All right.
Oh, no.
Number one, I know we argued about the play call, right? And you can believe what you want to believe. If they hand that ball off, they 2-0. That's number one. I seen them go beat a really good Packers football team. The Packers are going to be a really good football team.
Yeah, that did happen.
They went out there, they turned the football over 3 times and still scored 30-plus points and beat a really good Packers football team. The reason why I say no panic, because this is one of those team meetings you walk in and you just show a couple of those plays, all right? Come on, man. All right. This play, that play, we win the ball game. All right. And I know that probably a lot of teams could walk in there and do that, but we shot ourselves in the foot and lost that game on us.
Sure.
There's nothing the Atlanta Falcons did in that football game to win that football game, especially in the end of the game, if we handle what we are supposed to handle. So they are a handoff away from being 2-0. So I have no room to panic right now. I'm sitting here. The Philadelphia Eagles have a new defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. We talk about identity. I don't think they really know what they want to be yet. You're missing your best player in A.J. Brown, right? So I know you want to get it to Saquon, but your quarterback looks fresh. He's running the ball well. He's throwing the ball well. So I think you still got to find your groove and your niche in that. So I'm not panicked about the Eagles yet. You got to play like this and lose games like this consistently.
Don't panic, James. Don't panic.
I ain't gonna panic.
I like that, though.
I ain't going to panic.
Right?
Yeah.
Be optimistic about this season. My biggest question and concern was the quarterback and what he looked like. He looked solid. Game 1, he threw some picks, right? But he looked solid overall. And then even against Atlanta, he looked solid. I was worried about, was he healthy? Is he still going to run? I see the explosion. I see the quickness. I see him getting out of the pocket. I'm happy. And A.J. Brown didn't even play. So all I'm saying is, every week we're going to talk about Brock Purdy later on, but if I'm going to war, if I'm going to battle, I need my best lieutenants. I need my best soldiers with me. And well, A.J. Brown's going to be back. So we got A.J. Brown. We got all the offense. The defense going to get better because they're young. I think with young defensive players, they need to get like the reps, right? Rookies, hey, how it is on, because like simple things, like 2-minute drill, don't let the ball get out of bounds. They have no more timeouts. That's something you can coach on. We're going to be fine, though.
To your point, the offense is 5th in points per game.
Ooh, I didn't even make that up.
Almost 28. So we're averaging almost 4 touchdowns a game. You made a good point. I want to go back to it. You said, hey, in the film room, if we're showing these 3 to 4 plays, right, we can win the game. After the game, though, there was multiple Eagles that said that after the game, the head coach Nick Sirianni didn't even talk to the team. It was a player-led meeting. Okay, it was a player. How do you feel about a player-led meeting in the second week of the season, though? Like, how do we feel about that?
That's accountability. What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying the thoughts on it, because if right now they're not panicking inside, and that's Nick Sirianni's job. He gave up offensive play calling. Okay, that's his job to talk to the team and to be the motivator that they need. If you're not talking to the team, you're not motivating the team, you're not calling offensive plays, you're strategizing, and we talked about how bad the strategizing was, and the defense, you have nothing to do with that. Like, what are you doing?
So hold up. So if the quarterback is considered like a coach, right? We got a superstar quarterback, he's looked like as a coach on the field, correct? So if if our quarterback is speaking up, because that's who talked about it. They said that Jalen Hurts stepped in the middle and had a conversation with the players. One of them coaches involved is the players. I like that. I like that my captain, my leader is taking advantage and taking opportunity to talk. It's like, yo, that's on us. That ain't no coaches, right? If we look at this game, I know James saying if we run the ball, we win the game. But if we're in a group, we're like, look, that's on me, y'all. I'm Saquon. You heard what he said? That's on me. So now I don't need a coach to tell us that, because the guy next to me that I bleed for, that I fight for, that I'm in the battle with every single play is saying,